People often question education, and there are many who say that education is propaganda. But is this true? There is currently much confusion about what propaganda is, and even more confusion about what education is. Let us seek some clarity. Education and propaganda serve distinct purposes and employ different methods in the dissemination of information. The key differences between them are summarized in 4 ways. 1. Purpose and intent. Education aims to promote critical thinking, independent judgment, and a comprehensive understanding of various subjects. It seeks to enlighten individuals, helping them to discern truth and develop their reasoning skills. Whereas propaganda is designed to persuade and manipulate individuals to accept a specific viewpoint or ideology, often without encouraging critical analysis. Its primary goal is to influence behavior or attitudes in a particular direction, typically serving the interests of the propagandist. 2. Method of communication. Education encourages open dialogue, exploration of multiple perspectives, and the examination of both strengths and weaknesses of various arguments. It fosters an environment where controversies are discussed, and students are encouraged to think for themselves. Whereas propaganda relies on selective presentation of information, emphasizing certain facts while omitting others to support a biased narrative. It tends to present information in a one-sided manner, discouraging inquiry and critical thought. 3. Nature of knowledge. Education is concerned with the pursuit of knowledge, truth, and wisdom through critical analysis. It values honesty and integrity in the learning process, aiming to cultivate well-rounded individuals. Whereas propaganda distorts or fabricates information to achieve its ends, prioritizing persuasion over truth. It may present misleading information as fact, aiming to create confusion or reinforce existing biases. 4. Outcome. Education aims for the holistic development of individuals, equipping them with the tools to make informed decisions and engage thoughtfully with the world around them. Whereas propaganda seeks to solidify a specific agenda, often leading to a polarized understanding of issues. It can intensify social conflicts and inhibit constructive dialogue. However, education can be used as a form of propaganda, but only as a form. It does not mean that education itself is therefore propaganda. Here are some further points that clarify this distinction. 1. Education can be used to promote ideologies, which can lead to confusion over what constitutes education versus propaganda. 2. State-controlled education. State-controlled education systems have been particularly effective tools for propaganda, where education is used by the state to indoctrinate youth with state ideology, to ensure future generations support the regime. 3. Propaganda in education. Propaganda in education involves reinforcing certain values and ideologies through repeated exposure to common themes and slogans. This can be particularly effective in shaping attitudes and beliefs, especially in younger generations. 4. Critical thinking and propaganda. Educated individuals are not necessarily immune to propaganda. In fact, they may be more susceptible because they are exposed to more information, which can include propaganda. Noam Chomsky argues that educated people often become agents of propaganda due to their roles and beliefs. 5. Progressive education as propaganda. Some critics argue that progressive education methods, which emphasize hands-on activities and student choice, can also be forms of propaganda. These methods often promote specific ideologies and values without providing a balanced view of historical knowledge. Thus, while education is intended to impart knowledge and skills, it can be manipulated to serve as a tool for propaganda, especially in state-controlled systems or through the promotion of specific ideologies. However, as we have noted, that while both education and propaganda involve the communication of information, they fundamentally differ in their aims, methods, and outcomes and must not be confused as being the same thing. Education promotes critical thinking and imparts understanding and knowledge because it values truth above all, whereas propaganda seeks to manipulate beliefs and behaviors for specific ends and must therefore hide the truth. So, it is important that we do not confuse education with propaganda. The one liberates, while the other enslaves. If we fail to distinguish between the two, then we ourselves become propagandists.